What's up, guys? I think we knew this was coming. It's your man Jay Will. If you didn't know this was coming, something was wrong. There's been a lot of reports of Samsung's exploding batteries, and we kind of saw this coming. It's not something that's a surprise after all the reports of it possibly being that way. But what I want to say is this can happen to anybody, and not just Samsung. This isn't the first time a company has had a recall. And I want to talk about just the T-Mobile, because this is who I got both of ours under. Yeah, this isn't anything. This video is not going to be about, bashing Samsung, because they're actually playing it real smart by doing a recall. A lot of companies probably would try to take the easy way out and fight it down the line and say, well, we get sued, we get sued. But Samsung, they manned up and they're doing a voluntary recall. So with that said, T-Mobile officially released their statement after Samsung released theirs. And what T-Mobile's doing is they're saying, hey, if you want to send it back, send it back. But if you think that you're going to send it back and get one shipped back to you, that's not going to happen. It'll probably be a month or more. And what this does for Samsung is it really hurts them. There were 2.5 million of the Samsung Galaxy Notes made, and 1 million of them were sold already. So at least that's what the document said. So all I can say is that, Samsung, I think you did the right thing by doing a recall, man. You never know what could happen. The new iPhone 7, I tweeted out, hey, iPhone 7 already en route. This was just jokes, man. Come on, it's a joke. But that just means that I'm going to rock with the iPhone 7, and I was going to review it anyway. But I already got a bunch of stuff that's actually en route from OEMs. But listen, Samsung has a problem, and they're trying to hurry up and fix it before it gets really bad. Now, what does that do for us as a consumer? I hope that Samsung gives a price drop. They'll be able to move because see, right now there's a trust issue. People don't know, the average consumer, like, oh my God, they panic. Techies are probably not like, I ain't worried about that. That could happen to anybody. And they'll probably, a lot of us will probably keep our phones. My wife was like, hey, box it up, send it back. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So I'm still working on my full review. You'll see it with the black one. But, hey, this can happen to any OEM. It can happen to anybody. So I think that, we should kind of be happy that Samsung pulled the trigger and said, listen, we got to do a recall. There's been 35 cases of exploding batteries. Now, you might say, well, Jay, you just said 1 million of them were sold. Yeah, that's great. 1 million were sold. But 35 cases of people that could have possibly died or could have left them with severe injuries. That's a lawsuit obviously waiting to happen. So, all I can say is that I'm happy that Samsung pulled the trigger and decided, hey, we better do this recall because we don't want to get caught up in any nonsense. So it's a smart move by them. Some people will crack jokes at Samsung and, do a lot of, I clowned around earlier and tweeted that out, but it's all in good fun. But, the fact is Samsung, like I said, they're doing the right thing by doing this recall, and they're saving themselves a lot of money in the end. Now, I will hope that, to build trust with the customers, they kick it back and start doing some nice promos. A lot of people just got their smartwatches, and, now they can't even use them unless they have another Android phone. So luckily I have multiple Android phones, so we'll be able to use ours. You just install the Gear app and you can use it. There were some questions about that as well. Hey, I just got my watch, or I just got my free gift. Do I have to send it back? No, you don't send that back. That's kind of like a extra little bonus for you for having to go through all this nonsense right here with having to send your phone back if you choose to. Now, once again, be clear, you don't have to send your phone back. This is a voluntary recall. T-Mobile, hit their website, newsroom.tmobile.com, and you'll see that it's a voluntary recall. That means you don't have to send it back. So if you're not having any problems with your phone, you don't have to send it back. But you do have a choice if you want to. They're going to give you a full refund, hassle-free, and you'll be back in the house and you can order it again, whenever you feel like you want to get it again. So, my wife was just like, hey, I'll get it another time. Just get rid of it now while they're having problems, and we'll go back to it later. And I was like, I got to finish my full review, so you'll see the full review up. I was going to do it with the black one and the blue one, but the blue one's, I'm headed to UPS right now. So it's just one of those things. So, you have a personal choice whether or not you want to send yours back. Does this change my view about Samsung? Of course not, man. I've been supporting Samsung. I'm a huge Samsung fan, and I've been supporting them since day one. I've had probably all the Galaxies. Look back on my channel, man. You'll see nearly every Samsung possible. All of the ones that kind of hit the US, you'll probably see all of them on my channel. So, and I'm kind of happy that Samsung manned up and pulled the trigger and said, hey, we need to do a recall on this because we don't want people to get hurt. And that's really what you guys should be thinking about. Now, in the tech world, it'll be people cracking jokes on Samsung and just going overboard with it, and that's expected to happen. But, nonetheless, man, I'm happy that Samsung decided to do the recall. Shout outs to T-Mobile for manning up and joining in and say, hey, this is a voluntary recall. What's going to happen, though, is a lot of people are going to ship their phones back. A lot of people are probably going to be demanding stuff other than just a refund. Oh, you wasted my time. But think about it. Between the 18th and the 31st, I think it was, pretty much for 2 weeks, you can get a free smartwatch or a free SD card or a free freaking Netflix. They're not asking for that stuff back. So be mindful of that when you start making demands with these companies. So that's what it is. So I think that this is a good move by Samsung and T-Mobile. Hopefully, I don't know about Verizon and all those guys and whether they're going to join in on a mandatory recall or not. But I hope that they do. I hope they all man up because the documents said that 2.5 million were made and 1 million were sold. So, Apple, your move, because Apple's event is Wednesday. So I hope and pray that Apple takes shots at this is how we have fun. This is how we can get lower prices on stuff. When the OEMs start to battle and we stop buying their products, we get the lower pricing. If we keep on buying all the high priced phones, I've said it in a million videos, they're going to keep on selling them to us, and we lose our control. But we control the markets. Whether you believe that or not, we actually control this market. And I've talked about that in several videos. We control the market, man. We control the market. We are the ones who are buying the product, so they're going to keep on making them at these expensive prices. So that's what it is. So what I can tell you about the event, I think that Apple's event, hopefully they take some shots at them. It makes it fun, man. That's what competition is about. Some people get all up in their feelings and get all mad about stuff, but man, just have fun with it, So yeah, my take on it is Samsung, they're getting ready to take a huge hit as far as a person with credibility in the tech world. You can go from on top of the world to down to nobody in a matter of seconds. It just takes for developers to stop supporting. Now, that's not going to happen with Samsung, but it just takes for something really bad to go wrong for you, and then you can't recover from it. Like, we don't know what's going to... What if Samsung... Let's just say what if Samsung can't recover from this and they have to make an entirely new Samsung Galaxy Note 7? Like, they have to do it was a design and flaw or something. What if that happens? What if they can't recover from it? Who's to say that won't be a detrimental move? Then they have to come back and drop the price on the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Who's to say that doesn't happen? We don't know. So I got to run in the store real quick, get something. Got to run in here and get something real quick. But anyway, man, that's my thoughts on it so far. I don't know if I'm gonna shoot any more with this video at the moment, but I got to run in the store. So if I come back and there's more recording, you already know what's up. It's your man Jay Will, and I'm shooting this with the OnePlus 3 at the moment, front camera. What do you guys think?